Hello, my name is Jennifer, and I am studying at Indiana State University for my BSN, which is a Bachelor's in Nursing and Science. I've been an LPN, which is a licensed practical nurse, for over 20 years, and I'd like to talk a little bit today about masks. On March 11th of 2020, the World Health Organization considered the coronavirus to be a pandemic, and it was at that time that life as we know it changed, and the recommendations came out to social distance, which means keeping at least 6 feet of distance between you and the person next to you, and also the recommendation to wear a face covering or a mask. Who is at risk for contracting the coronavirus? We are all at risk, so we must take precautions to lower that risk. Now, what do we know about the coronavirus thus far? Some call it COVID-19, some scientists refer to it as SARS-CoV-2, but just please keep in mind that this is all the same virus, all the same thing. So the coronavirus, it spreads through droplets, mainly from person to person through close contact, which is why we have the recommendations of 6 feet of distancing, and it also spreads from contaminated surfaces. Coronavirus can live in the air for up to 3 hours, 24 hours on cardboard and paper, 72 hours on most other surfaces, but it lives the longest on plastic and stainless steel. And it thrives in the dry, cooler, indoor air-conditioned temperatures. But it lives only 4 minutes in 70 to 75 degrees with humidity. So when the restaurants and places begin to open up after the shutdown, it was recommended that dining and activities take place outdoors. Now, that is still the recommendation. However, what we've been seeing here in the Midwest is that it's so hot and humid outside that people aren't really enjoying themselves or enjoying their meal. So they've been retreating to the indoor air-conditioned temperatures, and therefore the numbers have increased, the infections have increased. So again, if we can hold activities or dining outside, that is definitely recommended. Now, thankfully, at this point in time, September 3rd of 2020, there is no evidence that COVID lives in bodies of water, nor does it live in swimming pools. Now, after a person coughs or sneezes, sings loudly, yells, or does anything to emit droplets out of their nose or out of their mouth, immediately after that droplet expiration, the liquid content begins to evaporate. And then after that evaporation process takes place, the virus particles that were in there, they're going to do one of two things. The larger virus molecules, they're going to follow gravity. They're going to fall to the nearest surface or fall to the ground. And this is how surfaces become contaminated. But the smaller virus molecules, they're going to become airborne. This is why we have the recommendation to wear a mask. So that way, when we are walking through contaminated air, we can't just easily inhale these virus molecules. But even if a mask is worn, it is still recommended that 6 feet of distance still take place. So with both of these recommendations being done, it can greatly reduce our chances of contracting the coronavirus. N95 masks, they offer 95% protection. That's why they're called that. However, these particular types of masks, they have to be fitted or they do not offer 95% of protection. And these masks are very, very hard to come by nowadays. Now, what we're most used to seeing is the surgical mask, and this is the blue or the yellow pleated masks that most medical staff wear, and this offers 80% protection. But since these masks need to be reserved for medical staff, it is recommended that the general population wear cloth masks. And there are many creative people out there that are making homemade masks, and some of which are very, very dazzling. But it can't just be any kind of mask. It really needs to be 3 layers. That is the recommendation because 3 layers offer 60 to 80% protection. And cotton is going to be much more breathable than a fabric that has spandex or polyester in it. And also, if there can be just a little bit of space between the lips and the mask, it creates an air pocket, and this air pocket makes it easier to breathe in and out, especially for those who suffer from asthma or from COPD. And the cloth masks are less likely to trigger allergies. There are many videos online that you can follow, many patterns to show you how to construct these masks. But again, it is very important that they are at least 3 layers. The particular mask in this picture is 2 layers of cotton with the middle layer of interfacing. There's also a pipe cleaner that is stitched onto that middle layer. This is going to allow a better fit around the bridge of the nose and make it more comfortable and add more protection. Many people don't like to wear the mask because they're so uncomfortable on their ears and because it fogs up their glasses. So ways to prevent ear soreness is, ladies, we can wear a headband with buttons. And actually, I've seen a few guys wear these too. And then you put the elastic of the mask around the button rather than your ear. And I have seen some men who don't want to wear the headbands. They will attach a button with a rubber band onto the side of their glasses and then put the elastic of the mask around that button that's on their glasses. Now, ways that you can prevent fogging is to wear the mask high up on the nose, so that way the glasses fit over top of the mask. You can also try to use an anti-fogging solution, or you can use a tissue at the bridge of the nose to help absorb some of the condensation, so they're less likely to fog up so badly. Now, let's say that we are in the car and we're going from point A to point B. If no one else is in the car, then it is definitely okay that we take our mask off and get some fresh air. Now, if somebody else is in the car, then we'll definitely want to leave our mask on. But if we're by ourselves and we take the mask off, it is recommended at this point that it be stored inside of a paper bag. Now, I have seen many people just put it on their rear view mirror. And in theory, I suppose that this is okay because coronavirus cannot thrive in UV light, nor can it thrive in hot temperatures. However, just please keep in mind that the recommendations are to store it in a paper bag. Once you get home, you can store it inside of a plastic bag and tie it up. That way it's all contained until you get ready to do laundry, and then wash it as soon as possible. And for washing, it's best to place it inside of a mesh bag so that way the elastic does not catch on anything else in the wash, and it can help retain its shape a little bit better. Again, there are many, many videos, tutorials, patterns, and things online that you can use to make your masks. And you can have masks that fit your personality with style and have some pizzazz. So try to have some fun with it, and please follow the recommendations to wear your mask. Thank you so much. Have a great day. Bye-bye.